Super. So schön, oder? Ja? So. Back in his element, ne? Ja, so schön richtig. Oh ja. Oh ja. So richtig, ne? Na komm, wir wandern. Super. Ja. So now he's got the garbage truck there on his screen. And komm mal rüber, Rico, wir gehen ein bisschen. Komm mal rüber and get out of the way. And just a little addition. The educational talk I just gave to the Boston Terrier owner was not crowned with success at all, because a little while around the corner he appeared again, him on an e-scooter and his dog running beside him off leash. Then he saw me, I turned around also, he stopped at least and took the dog on a leash and went another way. But that could have been a second helping I didn't need at all, you know. And here are some people picking garbage, which is great, because there's so much. What's not so great is that it leads to people coming with funny tweezer forks out of the bushes all the time. Ja, Bärchen, wir wandern. Okay. So I hope we can have some relaxation now after this challenging Monday. So this video today will turn into a forever complaint. Just had another encounter along this passage. We're heading up to Fountain in front there. And another dog breed that the communication is also not harmonious with is border collies. Australian shepherds also, actually, they have a similar body posture or behavior, and it's because they do this kind of ducking and then focusing and pointing. Man, I'm surprised it's empty behind me. And that, of course, is pre-attack posture, right? Which he doesn't like at all. So we have one attack with a short-haired one. Ja, Rico, so ist es gut. Wir gehen zum Wasser. Okay, another way. Trigger now. Running dog and black dog. Black dog cannot be easily read because lips have the same color as the fur. But dogs can learn to read them. It's off leash. Let's see how it's gonna go. But this border collie thing. Warte, Rico. Warte. Ja. Morgen. Ist okay. Und so weiter. Ist okay. Right. Oh, this doesn't look too good. But it's just pollen. Okay. Na komm. Komm, wir gehen hier. So darüber? Okay. Also when dogs are old, like this one now, but luckily he wasn't reacting, but when he's limping and not healthy. Nee. I don't know if they kill very ill dogs in a pack or something. Sometimes I think so. Because many dogs he reacted to that were very sick and died shortly after. It's like they... Nee, bleib mal hier. Komm, wir wandern im Wasser. So on with this border collie encounter. It's also a very typical thing. If the dogs are on the leash, that people use the whole path, the whole trail, cut it off with their leash. the dog on one end, the owner on the other end, so that the whole passage is blocked. And then they see you arriving, they don't even think of pulling in their dog, you know? I don't know what it is. And then for him, of course, it's like, where's the escape route? I don't know what it is. If I was to navigate him that way, man, the problems would be even worse, you know? So, dogger arriving from behind, from river. Now with the speculation, which way is he gonna go? And gone. Here's the passage I showed you last time. Okay, today the energies are really jumpy. Come on, come. We nearly managed. We didn't even want to stay in the water for very long. It's gonna get up. There's a gardener there. I don't know why everyone starts to drown suddenly. Suddenly, they do all the time, but sometimes it's not as crowded. Let me show you this beautiful little artificial lake with a cafe and a church there. And this passage here, we go up, but I have to check that no one's directly coming our way opposite. Come here, Rico. He wants to go near and in the water, of course. So we're going up here now, before these joggers are arriving. Come. Come, Rico. Come up, up. Very good. Stick my head out. Bleib hier. Okay, so if there's a surprise around the corner, that's also obviously not so ideal. Okay. Now come, let's go around. Now we've got a piece of straight. Come, that I can overlook. And we should find some peace, even though it doesn't sound like it. So we're walking here. Just have to show the way if I don't put any number plates on the phone. And the air is heavy with those blossoms. So this is a peaceful atmosphere here by the church ruin. I just want to mention what I'm visualizing and dreaming of. Yesterday there was a nice interview with Cliff High on Mark Edwards' channel on YouTube. And Cliff High is on Substack. If you look at his Substack, the recent post where he's posted a picture in a floating RV with his girlfriend. So I have that vision also with him in a floating RV to do all the kind of excursions. Yeah! I want, wherever I want, whenever, without being obstructed by traffic or any too closeness by people or anything. And if we like the place where we made our excursion to, by a lake or in a forest, we just go, come on, river, go. The RV goes in cloak mode and we just stay there overnight. A self-cleaning floating RV it must be, of course. So maybe Elon Musk releases some of those soon. I hope he's doing something like that behind closed curtains, because it can't be e-cars only. And then we would be able to travel around the outskirts of the city, which is really... oh shit. Guck mal hier. Which has really nice nature around it. And also nice nature and lakes and possibility to stay overnight in the RV. I have to stop for a moment, something's arriving. Okay, another situation where a street dog on leash, he tried to play, he liked it, but then she was really massively sniffing his genitals for too long in a very close way. Yeah, okay. Jetzt komm mal weiter. He doesn't know what's going on with me talking so much today. Komm mal weiter. Oder wir gehen hier. Huh? Okay, so that is too intense when he's peeing and someone sticks the nose in his ass, like too close, all this kind of distancelessness, you know? Like just following him around, sticking nose in the ass, or they haven't even played yet and then just never met before and she sticks her nose in his water tap. That's just too much for him. So initially he was inviting, open to play, and then he just snapped her away. And I think that's also allowed, you know, that's how they communicate what they like, what they don't like, and also it can change. They can initially approach peacefully. Ach yeah, why I'm at all adding this is because the owner, the woman, said, no, she's really docile, she doesn't do anything. And I cannot take that as total information because doesn't do anything leaves a lot of leeway for definition, you know. Doesn't do anything. Komm Rico, wir gehen mal weiter. Someone arriving with a pram, and if he's eating grass, he thinks the pram driver wants to eat his grass. That's space invasive for him. So yeah, doesn't do anything. Compared with what? Compared to what measures? Doesn't eat the people? Doesn't bite my arm off? What doesn't do anything? Yeah, she intensely sniffs his water tap. So that's a space invasion. That's a kind of lack of discreetness. Even though dogs go for their sniffing poop holes immediately, also without foreplay, but that was something he really found too quick and too invasive. So I don't see that as a bad reaction. I think he can. I'm glad he communicates intermediate steps also meanwhile. Then the woman left. Although I don't think it's totally necessary to stop the interaction if one dog sets boundaries, you know, because the other dog can also learn, no, this is what he likes, this is what he doesn't, because they were initially friendly, could have played, but then very often the people also think, like, no, the sun is shining that way, then they go like, come, we go. Like there's no patience also for an interaction to bloom, you know. So you want a sovereign, grown-up dog that's able to express himself, to communicate, and then he'll also be more self-confident because many reactions are also out of insecurity, many overreactions. But the chance to really practice communication is often interfered by the people. And in those moments where I wish they would just finally remove their dog, like with the Boston Terrier just now, they take forever. So we are not in control of what other people are doing. I noticed also that on those days where all situations seem to pile up and the energies are so tumbling around. Let's go around this corner. That's just an indicator or barometer of the energies of the day or of the current time, because it's actually just a mirror, you know. It's like all these ping pong balls flopping around everywhere, energetically speaking, and it's a disorganized kind of restlessness in the air, and then you have situations and people and dogs, everything jumping around in a funny... and he's not allowed to do that here. We go. Okay, we can weiter kommen. Nobody saw. You know, so if it was a day like this, that means the next days can be more quiet again. Because it's like everything's stirring up, that's what it seems, you know. And then that's true, of course, also for the city here. Nee, da gehen wir nicht. It's also testing boundaries. Come, we keep in our nice passages. Nee, wir gehen mal hier rüber. Sehr gut. So next week was the Pentecostal holidays. There's a public holiday on Sunday and on Monday. I'm going in the grandmother chair here now. Yeah. See, they make a middle thing so people can't sleep overnight on here. That's the only reason. So, I've been here before. I showed you before last week when there were no views on my videos due to YouTube acting up. Or my videos being too low impact, boring to some people, or most of them, because it's just natural flow videos. So with the holiday coming up next week, we have the Carnival of Cultures in the city. That means basically Africa, many other countries with music, and lots of streets closed, and then lots of bottles, and so I have to plan my walks in all different directions, and they have a kind of a trail they walk with all their wagons and loud music through the city, and then lots of tourism visiting that because it's attracting people from all over the place, and that impairs our walks tremendously also. And I'm always happy when stuff like that is over, you know. We had Mother's Day, Father's Day, the Ascension Day, which they claim for themselves last Thursday. It was Bridge Day, Friday, so lots of tourists. Rico, was ist denn da? Hat jemand gekackt? Hm? It's so intense when someone shed. So I'm actually trying to make the point that when there's so much restlessness in the air of demonstrations coming on, preparations, because they're already putting electricity lines and they're already starting to prepare the whole festive area there. There's a restlessness in the air. There's a restlessness in the air due to politics too. And then you have helicopters and surveillance of important people visiting, the politicians and from all types of countries. So the dog is always also sensitive to all these oncoming energies, and I can feel whether whether it's stirring up or something, it's really tangible, but it's an indicator of how the general well-being of the people is also. He thinks now we have to wait for a long time again. Yeah, it's a mirror, and then there's also going to be a relief after that, because it can't peak all the time. It's just gonna... Na komm, wir wandern, Rico. Na komm. Hier, wir wandern weiter. Na komm. You're so patient, ne? It can't peak over a long time. If it's like this chaotic, where everything piles up at once, then there's also going to be more quiet again. And I was going to show you something. He needs to check where we sat. Very good. Remember the spot. We come back soon. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Yeah. You're very good. Very, very good. Laughing, smiling. Oh, baby. Today we also, the start of the week is always try to avoid the passage staircase cleaner in the apartment house there. So I hope that on our way home they're already gone. That also gives me a headache every Monday, having to stick to those times to avoid those. So now we strolled around enough. We had enough incompatible encounters for the day. Can only get better. So apparently the situations were not enough yet. We had a great picnic just now. Involuntarily. A motor scooter driving on the sidewalk where there's no cars and motors allowed. So he's also triggered if that's too close, and so I pulled him away to wait here on the side. He was gonna come this way, along there. And then you think you survived the situation, then this thing turns around and goes the other way. No, it's not made for motorcycles here, for cars or anything. It's a private passage between the houses. He can't push it. No, so the engine is on, he's fast, turns around, comes back. So that's the thing, you think you got the trigger done, but this thing turns around and comes back. And then there was a hole in the grass, so I stumbled, held onto the leash of course, and fell. And that moment I was walking with someone with his dog also. 2 dogs were in harmony. So I just, I was already balancing kind of, he was always walking so close to him. And then I can't say all the time, can you please keep a distance? But I pulled him away all the time. So it was a bit of build-up, The dog, harmony, the man, too close. Then he was following where we were going. And then came the motorcycle. Now he's checking because there's children and they have to load their child from carrying to off leash. Rico? This is bad when you get cornered like that. So I fell down, I sat in the grass, and then I just waved them goodbye and said, well, I'm just gonna have an involuntary picnic now. So now there's no path open for us. There's the children there, the off-leash woman arriving there, children continuing there. I don't know what the hell they're doing. changing from pram to carrying on the body. It's all on one day. Sometimes everything blocked. Okay, Rico, jetzt können wir schnell gehen. Komm, jetzt gehen wir nach Hause. And he wants to stay here forever. Rico? Jetzt geht's los. Komm, komm. So, so ist es gut. Before the next involuntary picnic arrives. Komm, komm. It's also a bad thing that people often do when you go and signal that your dog won't interact. They let their dog go where your dog was lying to inspect. That makes the reactive one want to go back and defend this spot, of course. Now it's enough, no? It's enough.